So there is this misconception around the fact that I do boudoir photography, and this misconception is due to the fact that I for many years used the word boudoir to describe my lingerie work or my sensual work, but the meaning of boudoir is completely different. I was preparing to do a whole video about it, of course in Italian, not in English, which is not one of my strengths. It happened that my friend Benjamin was in Milan this week, so I figured out that would be nicer and way more professional to ask him what boudoir really is, because it is like his photography and his business, and make him speak a little bit about what it is, what it means, and why my photography, because, well, he knows my photography, we've been friends for a long time, and why my photography is not boudoir at all. So let's see what he has to say.
Boudoir is a whole philosophy. It's kind of a commitment to women's beauty in general. Basically what it is you shoot someone in a kind of vulnerable state, in a kind of sensitive state. So usually it's about intimacy and making someone look good, like find a good shot and the good angles and the good light to make the body and the shape of the person look the best, so that she can see herself in a way that is different from what she sees in the mirror every day. Because most women look at themselves in the mirror and they just don't like themselves, or they see defect and parts of themselves are like, oh, I don't like this. And through boudoir photography, you just bring a new way of looking at that body that they think is flawed, and shows them that it's actually beautiful and they have lots of sensuality and charms, and that they're still really good looking, and they just don't see it. You're trying to add value to someone who's just like a regular person, a day-to-day woman. Whereas in your work, you just shoot for the sake of art, and you're creating, like it's called artistic nude because it's art with the nude body, basically, which is you're shooting for yourself and for art in itself and for creation. And I'm shooting for the client. I'm shooting in a more personalized way because it's for her to see herself that way. Whereas in your work, I would say that you do it for your vision first and for people to see what you do. But like, it doesn't really matter the same for what she thinks of her in the picture. What I think is there's two ways of thinking about this. Is you either do boudoir for the client, for the person herself, or you do boudoir as a committed way of shooting. And then it's more about accepting your body and body positive, and this whole movement of being of self-love and body positive, right? That we have been seeing grow up those last years. And so basically, if you just shoot for the client, there's no need for it to change, or you don't really care if it changes, because every photographer is going to have his own style and his own way of, adding value to that person. And so basically, whether it changes or not, it doesn't matter as long as she likes herself in the pictures. So any kind of photography that makes her feel good about herself and, change this view that she has with, like, help her reconnect with her body is good, right? That would be a boudoir invested, shoot. But if you think at boudoir photography as a way of showing everybody that you don't need to be a model to actually look good and feel good about yourself, you don't need to go to the gym 6 hours a day to actually feel good about yourself, and the boudoir photography helps you do that, then yeah, you can see it growing into more like a more expressive state of art, where you have more like body types that are, more like fat people or skinny people or people with skin defect or handicapped, like every type of body, so that every marginalized type of body, I would say, can identify herself in the pictures. It's always the same. It's pretty much the same kind of pictures, the same poses, the same edits. It always looks the same, right? Like from one photographer to another, I think it's very, very, very similar. And I think it's good because what you're focused on is, flattering the client and make her look good. So it works. So why not, why change it? But then I feel like everybody has his own style and his own way of doing it. And so, like if I go to Los Angeles or New York or Boston or Seattle, I can find the same photographers that do the same kind of pictures. So that's good in a way. In the same way, it's very generic. Like I want someone to have his own touch, right? And so I'm trying to stay away from that. I'm trying to have my own kind of style and edit and find the poses that I feel look good and that are not necessarily the same that they do. But at the same time, it's safe shots, right? It's like, it does work, right? So I don't know. I feel like it's very generic because every photographer looks the same, every boudoir photographer presents the same thing. But at the same time, I mean, you need it to be this way for this to work. So, because there's nothing I actually hate about the work in itself. Because every time you meet some new people, you meet some new clients, and they have their own stories, their own backgrounds that led them to come and shoot with you. And every time it's like a human connection that's very strong. And so it's just like passion all around.
So thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. My friend Benjamin speaking about boudoir, what he does, what is boudoir, what is not. Comment if you agree or disagree with him. I personally agree with him. I like his point of view. My channel is all in Italian, so I don't think you're subscribed, but just let me know if you would like more videos in English. Okay, see you in the next video maybe. Who knows? Bye.